Because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
The following is a presentation of TFNN. Trade what you see with Larry Pesavento. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. Now, Larry Pesavento.
Okay, folks, this is the Treasury bond chart. I sent this out at around 4 o'clock this morning, my time here, 6 o'clock New York. We were sitting here for many hours, and we had the report coming out today. And so I said, look, we're up, well over $1,000 on this, and we have a potential, to get down to this 4403, we thought. And as you can see here, it went through there. There was what we were looking for, and it went through there like it didn't even exist. We've had a little bit of a bounce here, but this is what they call a little dead cat bounce, and that's being kind to the cats. But this is a really bearish chart, folks. We've been saying this for quite a long time, that this is a bearish chart. And as you can see, that was the 382.61. We're really breaking down hard. And this is, I think we're pretty much at the 618, the retracement right here this morning. That came in at 112. 113 was the number, and the low today was, wow, it did make the 61% retracement. All we've been able to do is rally 10 pips. That is not a very good sign. So let's remind ourselves of that when we're watching these things, that they do jump around. Someone asked me the question. I put this chart up here of the of the E-mini S&P, just showing you the swings that we had. There was your first 382 retracement right here. Then it backed off, went up to the 618, came back, and then went up to the 786. Folks, you see this all the time. I can remember a day many years ago, about 25 years ago, when Mark and we were in soybeans, and it was a report, and we were short from way back here. A report came out, and the market gapped down 25 cents and proceeded to rally and almost take out the previous day's high. And we were, sticking for something to look pretty good. And you'll notice here, the market in soybeans that day rallied up just like it did today, almost made a new high, and then went down and let lock limit down at the end of the day. We were so angry with, not getting some profits in here that we went to see the movie Volcano. It was with Pierce Brosnan. I'll never forget that. Every time I see that movie show up, I remember Mark and I in that soybean position. So these markets are just volatile as heck. And that's what, look at the gold market, folks. Down 70, up 40, $120 swing in gold. Give me a break. Now on the good news section, let's take a look here at our soybeans, because our soybeans, our soybean meal is coming down really nicely. It looks like we're going to be able to get down to 290. We're only $4 away right now. Remember, we sold it up here at 314. So there was your 382, and look, we're down here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days down. So probably tomorrow you'll be able to liquidate that, and I would go long at that point in soybeans, soybean meal. The reason why is if you look at it real closely here, you'll see the ABCD structure coming in here at the same time. So, and this is exactly what we're hoping to see. Hoping is a terrible word for trading, but let's just look at this. I'm looking at this together with you. In fact, just what we'll do is we'll clean it up just a little bit so we can see it and go through the harmonics that we're looking at. There's the big move down right here. Okay, and if we're correct, it should repeat itself again. So what we're going to do is clone that line, and we're just like we did in cattle the other day. You can see there's our number coming in right here. That's what we're going to be looking for. And we also have the number coming in right there. So if you drew that in from your low right up here, you'll see that you're going to be coming down right about there. And that's where you want to be getting long. Then you got the harmonic of this coming down. You've got the harmonic of this coming down. You have the A, B, C, D coming down. Mother God and country. If you can't put that trade on, you can't put any trade on. That's the way it looks like from the cheap seats here in Tucson, Arizona. And let's move on here. I want to show you the cattle, because we're starting to get the same type of movement here in the cattle that we're seeing. And this is what we're waiting for. Again, today's high, look at this. All day yesterday, it can't get above the 382. That tells us that this pattern that we're looking at, just like in the soybean meal, is coming together, and it's going to be down here another 3 or 4 cents. Down here about 4 cents, around 193. Now, if it pops up above this, then maybe it won't happen. But so far, just blow it up a little bit. We can all see it together. We did these already. I don't want to do them again, but there's the clones. There's the number. There's the 382, 2 days in a row, and that's telling us that it looks pretty good. Now, pretty good is an understatement of the year, because if you look at the long-term daily, this is an incredibly bullish chart, folks. Look at yesterday's low. We got to 94.5, and this might be the bottom right here. There's a possibility of that, but we have to wait. Give it a little bit more time, because we know, because it's only been able to do 382 retracements here. That tells us it still hasn't not made the bottom. So that's what we're waiting for, to see if it can get this level, and then we'll buy it. Cattle is one of the most heavily traded of the hedge fund, commodity hedge fund people. They're huge in cattle, corn, beans, all that stuff. But cattle is one of their favorites. They don't do feeder cattle, which are the baby ones, but they do the others. Okay, now yesterday's trade, I said there was one chart that looked absolutely horrible out there. Let me get that daily chart up here, and that was Apple. We're going to see what it's doing today. Oh my gosh, it's up on the day. That's probably why the market rallied. There it was. There's, you had the beautiful 1, 2, 3 drives to a top right here. It must have opened lower. Wow, I didn't even notice that. Boy, that's a big reversal. Yeah, here's the 10th. It did back off a little bit. There's that 382 right here from yesterday. Okay, and boy, it didn't take any time at all to. There was a number, and it will only come down $4. And look, it stopped right here and went right back up again. So it looked bullish, or bearish, but it hasn't turned bearish. It actually turned around. This tells us that we're most probably completing this pattern right here. And if you move that right there, that would be something like this. Is where it's at right here, right now. So let's watch this and see what happens. That was surprising, because it was such a perfect pattern, as you can see. Well, I get surprised a lot. So there it is right there. Okay, now with the gold having a $140 move, what we need to do is we need to look at that GDX to see how it's acting today, because it went to the 78% level. This will tell us whether this is going to be just a reversal in the gold today, or this is just another place to get. Look at it. See how it's reversed? Opens lower and then getting strong. That tells you that gold market still got game, folks. When you see it stop at that 382 like it did, wow. That's a heck of a deal. That's a big move. So that's one we want to get out of the way right here. And then we also want to take a look at Tesla to see how it's doing, and get a few others here. We've got the break coming up. Our guest tomorrow will be Mike Moore of Moore Analytics, and we'll get up here and get Tesla. Bear with us, and we'll be right back, folks. We're going to put Tesla up here, and we'll be talking about that in just a moment.
This year has already been a wild ride for the market. We started off heavily in the red, reversed back to all-time highs, and we now have a trade war looming. Try and play this chop as an individual trader leads to death by 1,000 cuts. Where does this market go next? Should I add to this position or cut my losses? Where is the next opportunity? Tariffs, trade wars, analysis paralysis. Don't become a victim of this intense market. Instead, join Larry Pesavento over the second and fourth Friday of every month for 3 hours of live trading. Larry has been through many markets just like this one, and the insight he provides is invaluable. The events for this month are February 14th and 21st, 9 a.m. to noon Eastern Time. Get in here and let's start trading. TFNN, educating investors.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Okay, folks, this is soybean oil. You'll notice here last night it was up. This is early in the morning, around midnight. It came down. It opened at the 61% retracement and then broke, well over $600 very quickly. But what it's doing now is if you just blow this up just a little bit, you're going to be able to see that it just completed a Gartley pattern here just a few minutes ago. There's your A leg right here. I'm going to move it over here so it catches. There's your CD leg right here, coming in right at there it is right there. And you'll see, let's see how close it is to the exact 61% retracement. And you'll see that it went below it by a little bit, but it looks like the ABCD was pretty much spot on. Let's just double check. Remember that mathematics precedes geometry, so that's what you want. There's the geometry part. There's the mathematics. They both came in here. It went a little bit below it by about 20 points, but it's held up here so far. But that's a trade set up. I didn't have anything working on that because we came in short soybean oil and short the Treasury bonds and short the Dow Jones. And we had one other one that we had on. Oh, we had bought crude oil. This looked like it was going to work for about 1/10 of a millisecond, maybe shorter. But let's get this up here and put it up here on the 60-minute because we really thought this morning that it could hold right in here. This is what we were looking at last night. You can see this was around early in the morning right here. I said, as long as we stay here, I said, it looks like it could rally. All it does is rally a little bit. And once we broke below that, there was a 40-point risk in that, and we would have taken a loss. And now it started to, continue to come down. So that was one that didn't work as well as we had hoped. But, none of them work all the time, and that's what you've got to remember. Now, let's take the Action Jackson, folks, is over here in the foreign currency because we're having tremendous swings. If you'll remember, we took a trade here, and that didn't work. Okay, then we went up to the 61% retracement, which held it pretty good, and then we had the report that came out. Okay, now the report made things come crashing down. Well, let's just look and see. Remember, this is a big one, folks. This is one that even the Fed doesn't mess around with the dollar. Well, they try it, but it doesn't always work. From the high down to the low, you'll see you came right to the 61% retracement right there. Okay, now what that means is, look at this. We went from 103, we rallied 100 points. That's $1,200 in the euro. And just looking at this, it's not finished yet, because there's your A leg right here. There's your B leg, C leg, and that's going to take you up to the 1.618 level. Well, it just completed the ABCD here right now. The problem is you got a big jump like that. Now, you know, you're above, the ABC comes in at 104.192, and so it's a little bit, you know, in your favor if you wanted to do that, but that's where it should have stopped. You've got this here to pay attention to. Now let's look at it on the daily to see how much it's rallied from that big point that we had down in here. You see, just rallying right back up. There's the old high, and all it's doing again is just going right back up. It's right above the 61% retracement in here, but it is completing a perfect ABCD pattern up in here right now. And if I weren't just so darn tired, I would take the trade, but I'm a little worn out today. I had some good trades. I had a couple of bad trades, but boy, it's been a wild ride for sure. All right, now let's get over here, and we're going to talk here just a little bit about the wheat, because it's been over the map. Just get this up here. So this is what I was looking at today in the wheat, and just seeing what it's doing. And if you look at this on the 13-minute chart, you can see it's all over the map. You had an ABCD here last night. Look, ABCD down here. Then you rally up to this area. That's what I was looking at. And now you're coming back down again. I mean, this appears that we're making some type of a top in here. Now this, remember, you don't have the advantage of seeing this until the market opens. But if you want to look at it from a head and shoulders standpoint, there's your left shoulder, there's your right shoulder. I mean, the right shoulder is lower than the left shoulder, so that is definitely a head and shoulders. And if you go from your high down to your low, and you've got to take this low right here, there's the exact 786 right here. And now it's coming down, which means your profit objective on this, if it's going to be a profit, well, it would be now because you sold it so good, but you have this level right here, ABCD, that's going to take you down to 67. There it is, 68 right there, 568. That's down 8 cents from what we're looking at right now. So let's keep that on mind. That's a very interesting one that we're looking at. Here, folks, is where the problem lies. I want to get this up here. You're not seeing it in the market because they're shaking everything off, but it's coming. Interest rates are going to be going higher, folks. There's no question about that. This is the Treasury notes. You'll see here the same thing, big drop. Remember that 618 the other day when the Fed was out here? Was that Friday? Bang, bang, bang. Look where we are right now. Let's make sure I refresh this for today. Yes, it is. Okay, now what we'll do is we'll just open this up just a little bit so we can see it a little bit better, because we're setting right at, get rid of this one right here. And we'll see where we are. It should have stopped at the 618 just like the bonds did. Yes, it did. It stopped at it. It's trading at it right now. With this big move down, I would think it's probably going to go a lot lower, because this is a big move down. You can see here, you don't see these very often when you see the notes move that big. That's a big, well, you had bonds move over 2 handles, which in itself is a very, very big one, okay? All right, well, let's get out of the way here. We want to take a look at the British pound, and we'll get it up here. We've got some questions when we come back from the break, some people that have called in, and we'll try to answer those questions the best we can as we move along here. Now, here is the Treasury bond. Let's try it again, Larry. This is the British pound. We're going to refresh this. And there's the move today. It didn't even take out the low of yesterday with that move. You can see this is held up extremely well. Looking at this on a smaller time frame, you see the pullback. This is when the report came out. All it did, the report comes in right here. Okay, that's when the big drop, and then from there, it went right back up again. What it's doing now, it's doing the same thing that the euro's doing. It's completing multiple ABCD patterns. We're going to do the first one right here. This is over the last several days. This is Tuesday. Here we are Wednesday. You think I didn't go to school that I can figure out Tuesday is followed by Wednesday. Wow, not an easy gig. All right, and then we have another one that occurred this morning. And you'll see this is another ABCD It went right up to it, and now it looks like we're going to be backing off a little bit. So that's the British pound. The one that got most news attention was the Japanese yen, folks. Here's the yen. We'll get it up here. And hopefully, yes, there's hopefully, and we'll get it up here. Yep, you see how strong it is? This is the one. The dollar was really strong against the yen today. You can see this is the action today right here. This is when the report came out. It hardly backed off at all. It was virtually nothing. There was your 382 from yesterday. It backed off, didn't do anything, and then that report came out. There's not even a 382 in here. Usually there is. Let's just double check here. There's probably, no, this is 50% right here. I can tell that right now just by eyeballing it. Yeah, your 50% comes in right there. You have a pullback here, but I don't see anything that gives you any leverage that it could be a 382 off of anything, unless you can't count that. You'd have to count this one, and you can see it doesn't even come close. So it's still bullish. I wouldn't touch this from the short side right now anyway. All right, we're going to take a little break, and we've got a couple stocks to look at when we come back. 877-927-6648.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors. This portion of Trade What You See is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Okay, folks, this is one I recommend people that are just getting new to trading. If you don't want to trade the foreign exchange, the natural gas is by far one of the best one to trade. The reason why is the margin on it is only 2,800. Okay, the contract value size is 35,000, but the margin, like I say, the margin is only 2,800, and you'll notice today you typically make a third of the margin every day. Now, this was yesterday's ABCD, so today when I did the video, I said pay attention, folks, because we're in a strong uptrend, and we're going to be banging on the door, possibly, doggone it, at the 382. In other words, I was looking at this move right here to come in. It went a slight below it, but boy, not by very much. You'll see here, well, it went by $2. So, your stop would have been down in here, had a pretty good run. And as I pointed out just a little while ago, when I ran the AI on it, I mean, it was just a really beautiful fit. And, it's still doing that. Now, what it's going to be saying is we should be topping up here at this level right here. And if we look at this on a little 13-minute chart, you're going to be able to see that top come in because, see, we didn't take out that high yet, but this is where we're going. We're going to take that top out very, very shortly because here's that ABCD pattern coming in, knocking on the door, pulls back to where? 786, and we're going to 58.90. And that's where, if you bought it, this is where you'd be looking to take your profits. And then looking at this on the daily, you want to see where you are. I have to refresh this because this is this changeover of the contract from February to March. And so you'll just look and see where that would come in. It would be up here about another. We're above the 382, so up about another, well, we're looking at 58 and change as the ABCD right here. So I can't trust this for corrections, folks, because I don't know what the rollover is. I just look at the spot months, and when I'm trading, folks, I'm looking at just intraday stuff so I can see this. I mean, this is not hard to see. You're looking at a pattern here that's going to be completing right up here at 58. That's the number we're looking at. Look how close we are to it right now. And the 1.618 is at 3161. So this is completing this pattern, and that's what I'm looking at. So when I'm watching this, you see this was the changeover from February to March. You have to go through and look at the March contract to make sure that it's fitting, the February contract to make sure it's fitting with what the March was doing. But they go off the board, very early, and that makes it a difficult time to do that. But you have to make those corrections when you're doing it, and they switch from one contract to the other. It's not hard to do, especially if you just move to an hourly chart. Look, that's the hourly on the last 10 days, and this is not rocket science. There's AB there. You can see the big one right there, and you got the other one coming in right there. How close are these numbers, folks? One is 3.576, 3.579, and then we got a chance to get up to there. So that's what we're watching here this morning. Okay? All right. Anyway, I just wanted to let you know that these bonds are in bad shape. It tells you that the Federal Reserve is not going to be able to do interest rates, folks. It's just not going to be able to handle that. Now here is the big daddy rabbit. This one didn't even back off at all today. This is the NASDAQ. I don't trade this. I don't trade it. Okay, this looks like nothing on the 8-minute chart, right? Look at this, the size of this swing, folks. The NASDAQ goes from 18, it drops 350 points, and then what does it do all day long? It comes back. We still haven't taken out the highs yet. We probably will, but this is just a few stocks. There's your ABCD. That's your first one right there. The pullback here is a big telltale. Remember, this took an hour to do that, and you see where it pulled back to? Right to the old 382 right there. And then now we're still going higher, and that tells us we've had another ABCD setting in here. It looks like we just got there just now, so we're going to find out if that's going to mean anything. But this is very wild. If you're new to trading, boy, I highly recommend you stay away from this because it is just it's a really big one to put a handle on. Now, I need to go through something with you very easily here, which is the other part of the fracking business, which is RBOB, and then also the Let's get this up here so we can see. And then also the gasoline. We want to do both of those. Mike will do these for us tomorrow, but here's the gasoline. Remember, it had been the strongest. And you can see we went up and made some type of a high here today, just using the old ABCD. This is the 12th, right? You can see here on the 11th, late in the evening on the 11th, looks like we completed the final leg of that ABCD, AB equals CD, and there it is right there. Boy, these are really difficult to figure out, aren't they, folks? That actually, if you look at this, would be a 3 drive to a top pattern. Shucks. Let me get this up here, draw it in here. When Ensign built this for me, they made it so sensitive that you just can't always see it. It won't always catch the right low, but there it is right there. This should be right here, but it doesn't catch it. So now we have the big move. It rallies back. Now, here's where you look for that 382 retracement. So you had the high right here. The 382 retracement would have come in right there. It goes against you 1 point and is now down 8 cents. So that's another one that, that'll help you get into some of these if you can do them and don't stand in the way and use some legitimate stops. You got to risk about 3 points. To at least 2 points in the gasoline because it's so crazy. Now, the last one we want to look at, of course, is the heating oil, and that should be under H's. I hope it will be. And there it is right there. We'll get the hourly heating oil. This should be weaker because you're getting ready to get some warm weather over there. All right, there it is over the last days. Now you can see we're going to draw these in. These are 382s, folks. We've talked about these before. There was one there. There was another one right here. Okay, so I assumed there was going to be another one today. I didn't put this in the video because I had too many positions on anyway. So there was the 382, and now you see you've broken down through that. But if we look at the ABCDs, just based on these, there's AB equals CD. There's your first one right there. Then you got the one right behind it. There's, oopsie daisy, I got to get this cleaned out here. And we'll move here. And then we'll move right up, and there's your number right there, 51. The high was 52, and now we're 45. So that's what we're watching. We're through the 382 here. Tells us that we still got more to go to the downside. So I think we got a little break coming up here in 42 seconds, and we'll do that. And while we're doing that, we're going to take a look at one other thing, and that is coffee. We have someone from Brazil that actually asked me to take a look at coffee this morning, and I will. KC and the Sunshine Band. Here's coffee. See if it ever makes the top. Oh, it's making a Gartley. Hold on just a second. We'll be right back, and we'll talk just a little bit about coffee.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Okay, folks, this is the wheat I was looking at today. Now, this is the AI program. They have the little green line. Okay, that's a old neural network from many years ago. Can't believe we were doing that many years ago. 21 and I drove Jimmy nuts, and I was already nuts, so it didn't make a difference. In other words, these are the key times of the day for wheat, right out of the Floor Traders Handbook and other stuff. All you do is you go back and see how many times the market tops between 11 and 11:30 are at the close. I mean, that's really what you're looking at, nothing more than that. This line is based on what happened 2 days previous to what happened, that the top will be, top or the bottom will come in usually around 11:15 New York time, and there it is right there. Where's the retracement? If you drew this in right here, I'll be covering stuff like this on the live trading a week from Friday. There's the 786. I sold it here at 1.5. Now it's down here. I'm covering it right now because it's closing, and that gives me a nice profit. The most it went the most it went against me was $100, and now it's ahead for about $400. So that's actually working out pretty good. Okay, now we want to get done here and take a look at coffee. This is coffee, is what it's doing here. It's just making an ABCD from yesterday. But folks, this thing has been so strong. Just look at this daily chart on coffee. I mean, look at this. Look, there's the big ABCD. It should be topping somewhere in this area here. Look at this, folks. How many days in a row has this stuff been up? Look at this. Let's just double check. Okay, there's the first one right here, and 18 days. Now, this ties the record, folks, record in commodity is 22 days. Silver has it, and also orange juice has it. 22 days in a row. In 1980, silver went up 22 days in a row. 8 or 9 of them were limit up. And then also I heard that Mark Zuckerberg's company, Meta, just broke a long-time stock market, that the stock went up 18 days in a row. And let's just check and see if that puppy was up today. Meta, MTA, I can't remember. I don't show this very often, but I know I have it in here because Mark and I are so close. Mr. Zuckerberg, you look at it, it's still the same thing. See, this one here is the same thing. There it is right there, still making new highs. You look at this on the daily. This is an all-time record, folks. I heard it on Bloomberg and CNBC. That doesn't look like it to me. And they said this was up 18 days in a row. That's not 18. I can tell you that right now. that is not, that's bad reporting. This might be bad data. So, okay, there it is. Okay. Well, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. This is the 16th day. I don't know where they get the 18th, but that's what they're saying. So I'm going to let them, handle that and not mess with it anymore. Okay, excuse me. We'll get rid of the coffee in here. There's nothing to do in coffee. I just wanted to show it to you. I haven't traded and I don't plan on trading it. And that's the real reason for looking at what I'm watching here. Now, let's get on and take a look at a couple other stock. We've had a question about Palantir. It continues to go up. I remember we were watching the possibility here of the market going up to the 120 level. There's the low that let's just do the weekly. That'll be the easiest way to see it. There it is right there. There's your 382 here. This is where John recommended it. He recommended getting out of it right here at 78. He bought it at 22, and look at this, folks. It's making another new high on the weekly basis. This is a screaming market. I'll bet you this was a 382. Let's just check and see this right there. There's your AB leg. There's your CD leg coming in there. It's at 0.36, so not quite. That tells us we're getting close here at 125. But boy, with this kind of power here, these last 2 weeks, this is looking awfully good. This is going to be the savior of the world, as they tell us from the folks on Wall Street. All right. Okay, now we have to take a look at one other stock. We've got several stocks to go over with the folks, but we want to do this one here, which is United Healthcare. We haven't looked at this in a long time. Boy, it's doing nothing. I mean, considering what the Dow's doing, we have to look at Goldman Sachs too, because that's another one. See, this has had a pretty good reactions in here. Look at the daily here. This used to be the most expensive stock when it was up here at 640, but now Goldman Sachs went above this, and that made it the most expensive stock. Meta is not in the Dow. It's 740 and a lot of these others, but just made a 50% retracement here, so not too much going on with that. But let's take a look at Goldman Sachs, because that's the biggest one of the Dow. That's what moves the Dow a lot. My guess is with the Dow Jones jumping as much as it did today, I imagine Goldman Sachs had some really wild swings. Not actually very much. Really isn't too much here. Look at this. See, this came in here. And today's action, there was early in the morning, and then it's just done nothing. It's rallied 8 points. That's hardly anything. Looking at this on the daily, folks, it's right near the high. There's the old high right back in here. Let's check the 382 on this puppy this morning. There's the old yesterday, and move that over, and we're going to set and see if anything's here. And we're going to go from the high right back there. You got to get the right one. There's the high, and there's the low, and there we is right now at 648. There, and not only that, but that's a Gartley sell signal, folks. There's your A, B, C, D, and right at the old 382. It's drawn wrong, but we're going to draw it right. So hold on 1 second here. There's the A leg. There's the B leg. There's your C leg. If I go like this, I can get them to match, and there they are. Then I blow this up and prove to you that there's your A, B, C, D leg that we're seeing here, and that tells me that I would not be afraid of going short here at 648 with a stop at, say, 650. And that's a $647 stock, so it's going to be a pretty wild one. And we have one other one here. I haven't seen Intel in so long, I don't even know what it's selling for. Oh, it's rallying today. Hold on 1 second here. Let's get the daily up, and we'll see what we're looking at. Oh, this stock had been massacred. Holy cow. What happened to them? I thought that was a chip. Oh, my goodness. This is not good. Let's look at this on the weekly. Wow. This is a shadow of what it was. Holy cow. This is not doing good in chips for Intel. Wow. Let's daily. I don't see anything there, folks. The gentleman called in about this. I really don't see anything. Let me refresh this to defaults. You see, all you're doing today is you made a higher high up in here today, and all that is, as you can see, it's right at the 0.4. We're still in a massive downtrend here. So I don't see anything to do here. with that. See, it's just a little above the 382. It gapped up, must have been some kind of news, but I had no idea that this was selling for such a cheap price. That's real cheap. So, well, inexpensive. We should call that, as we see it, inexpensive. Let's check and see how we're doing with the old 36 seconds to go, so we can squeeze in Archer Daniel Midland. This stock is in big trouble.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den. Hosted at Discord, TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
This is the weekly chart for ADM, Archer Daniels Midland, and you'll notice here that we're getting close to the 78% on the weekly. This was the key time, folks. Here was December of last year, December of 23, because that market was making a 382 retracement right on the money, right there. And then during 2024, it did it twice, once right there and once right here, and told you that it was pretty bad. It had a little tiny one here. This tells us that we're going lower. But if we look at this on a really long-term basis, this might be something you want to consider. Let's look at it on the monthly. If those of you that like long-term charts, look searching for value. We're going to be right at the 78% level, right? Back to 2020, 5 years ago. If you love the stock up here at 100, now it's half the price, and nobody wants to buy it. And it's sitting right here. That's your lowest risk because you can buy it at 43.51. That's $1.50 from where it is right now. Put a $2 stop on it or something because it should stop. 618 held it for just a little bit, so you could have had a little bit of a rally here. But remember, that rally was basically nothing. All of these were just little 382s, and now we're coming down some pretty serious stuff. So it's got to hold here. Something's wrong with the company, folks. When it goes in 3 years, it goes 2 years, it goes drops more than 50% in a roaring bull market. Ooh, don't want to touch that. You want to buy the strongest and sell the weakness. This is a weak stock. Go find something else. Find Amazon or something. That's always a good one. That thing goes up forever. Let's see how it's doing with that big break that we had. Well, there's the same thing. It's looking like ADM. There's a 382. We've been here for several days now. Even today, even though it's up, it's not up much. So this is telling you this stock is not finished going down from the perspective of technical analysis. So live every day in an attitude of gratitude, and may God bless, and try to do something nice for your neighbors, folks, because there's a lot of people out there that have a whole lot of trouble. We'll see you on the flip side tomorrow.
Steve